listening to Mira Business FM.
It's the morning drive. Welcome to the program. Gold is the topic now, and Jeff Rhodes is here. Jeff is the CEO of Goldstrom Advisory. I feel like, Jeff, when I introduce you as the CEO of Goldstrom Advisory, not that I'm doing you down, but you've done so many things. I feel like there's a list of things that I could introduce you as. But I don't mean to be.
It's a good point, but yeah. Certainly, Goldstrom Advisory works well for me.
That's your thing right now, of course, but you've done many things over the years. Look, I appreciate you being here. One of the things in the newsnet there, and we were just talking off air, the idea of this floating art gallery in Dubai Creek. And it's one of those ideas you think, hey, what's going on with that? But can you imagine how great that could be?
Yeah, I can actually. And certainly, if it would happen anywhere in the world, it is here.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I was in Singapore quite recently,
right?
And the nearest equivalent I could say there is actually an Apple store that is just in the sea. There's a bridge, and you get onto the Apple store. It's quite amazing, but not exactly along the lines of this particular development that we're going to see in Dubai, and that would be just amazing. But an Apple store just in the water there.
I suppose that's a kind of good example of modern culture, really, isn't it? Apple, if nothing else. But I'm looking forward to it. I think it's just I saw it at the weekend, and Inzi's talking about it there in the news. I just love the idea of it. Welcome, Jeff, nice to see you all the way from RAC once again this morning. So I checked the gold price when I got here this morning, 7:35. I was online about 7:45. Gold was trading around about 4,079 for a troy ounce, dollars, that is, of course. And it's pretty much there, isn't it?
It is. After the activity that we've seen, really in non-stop buying for about a month, every day you would come in, and gold was higher. It would then go down $100, then up $200,
yep.
and that volatility is actually quite tiring when you're having that every day and you're having to apply yourself. And can you imagine being a market maker at the moment, where now you see it, now you don't. It just really to have. Last week we saw in 24 hours. I moved to the all-time high on Monday, 4,381.
Yep.
And straight back, 24 hours later, $300 lower at just around 4,080. And it continued the weakness to 4,005. So last week, between high and low, we had 9%. And 9% with a very high gold base price. I've actually never seen that kind of volatility in my 45 careers doing this job.
Well, that's what's interesting to me, because, and that's kind of what's interesting at the moment, because your thinking was, let's go back just over a week, that we would see a reversal, which we did, and that was borne out. The price of gold saw a very sharp reversal, nearly 10%, as you say. Largest fall since, 2013? It's about 12 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it was kind of unstoppable, or has been this year. So a reset for sure. And then according to your report this morning, and I like this phrase, and this is why I bring this up, gold then gyrated between 4,050 and 4,150 over the last 2 days of the week. And
that's really what it's doing. It's up and down. It's dancing around 4,100.
Yeah.
And I expect this to continue until 11 o'clock on Wednesday evening in Dubai.
Very precise.
Very precise. What happens at 10 o'clock, Tim? Let me ask you.
On Wednesday evening here in Dubai, this week.
It's not in Dubai, but at 10 o'clock Dubai time.
10 o'clock Dubai time, which is 6 GMT. I'm the brain's befuddled.
It's the announcement of the FOMC's decision on interest rates, Tim.
Yes.
So the one and only event of the week, I would say Trump talking to China,
Yep.
US-China talks, very important.
Yep.
I don't know whether it's all week, but that's very important. But other than that, the only big event, economic event, we can point to is the Fed's decision on interest rates, which is the best kept secret in the world, is that they're going up by 25 basis points. But it is always Powell's speech after the decision that everyone focuses on, looking for signals for future moves. So we'll all be looking at that. He speaks at 10:30 Dubai time. So announcement 10 o'clock Dubai time. Looks as though we're going up 25 basis points. 10:30. President, I bet he wish he was his president, but Jerome Powell talking at 10:30, giving his insight and outlook for the coming months as probably his final few months as Fed chairman.
Well, most likely. How good are you at reading between Jerome Powell's lines, would you say?
I think I'm okay, actually. I've seen it a lot. I believe he'll be extremely neutral. He typically is. If things are going really well, he'll downplay them. If they're going badly, he'll kind of talk it up a bit. But he's been very good at stability. He's been a very kind of good hand on the tiller, very slow, smooth, and there's not been a lot of jerking around in his time as the Fed chairman. I think he's done a great job, and I think the U.S. economy, frankly, has been doing really well. I can't see all the need for tariffs and what President Trump is doing. I can't see it because I think the U.S. economy has done well. The Dow Jones, the equity markets over the last couple of years have done very well. So I don't see any problem. Inflation's not really there. We had the CPI last Friday, 3%, not bad. In the middle of, I would say President Trump would like 2%. The market has been 4 or 5%, so 3%, pretty good. So I don't see the urgent need to change anything, but obviously President Trump has a different view to Jeff Rhodes.
Well, he does. That much.
Most people do, actually.
You said it, not me. But it really depends on China at the moment, doesn't it? Certainly in terms of sentiment, I suppose. We heard Inzi on the news there just talking about how President Trump is looking for a great deal, which he always does. But then the counterbalance to that is, but the tariff possibility is still there.
Yes.
That uncertainty is.
He's a good gold trader, is Donald.
Well, very good for gold. You've said that a number of times.
Good for gold, yes.
Look, so the recent gold record rally has caused gold to be significantly overbought, hasn't it? That much we've learned.
That's gone away, though.
Right.
That has gone away. It was at 82. Never seen anything like it. So just for the watchers and the listeners, anything, the 30-day relative strength indicator is an indicator of overbought, oversold. The parameters to look at are on the downside 30,
Right.
on the upside 70. So anything above 70, market overbought.
Yes.
Anything below 30, market oversold. Right. I've seen it below 30 quite a lot in my career. Only a few times above 70 and never above 80, which we had. But that's now corrected. So we're sitting around 60 to 65. So the overbought nature of gold has been rectified by this correction. And I think it will continue to have a correction. I still think 3,900 is on the cards this week, but I'm not convinced. So if it happens, fair enough. It wouldn't surprise me to see sideways trading really between 400 and 402, just staying within those wider parameters, and more narrowly 400.5 to 401.5.
Okay. Let me just, can I just bring something else up to you? This is a Khalij Times article last week quoting a Dubai bullion trader. as unnamed trader, in essence, the market is undergoing a cathartic reset, not a meltdown, which is, I guess, you would go along with. I'm assuming, according to this trader, if support at $4,000 for gold and $46 in silver holds, bear in mind this is last week, long-term investors may yet see this as a buying opportunity rather than a warning signal.
I don't disagree with that, actually. I don't. What I disagree with is the 4,000 number. I think it's $100 lower.
Okay.
I think there's a 50-50 chance of a break below 3,900, and that would give you 3,600. Now, if you ask the same bullion trader and ask me with a price of 3,600, what is the outlook? I'd tell you $5,000, because I believe that gold has got more chance of reaching $5,000 if it has a correction to 3,600, so that there can be a reset and encourage fresh buying to come in.
Okay.
So I do agree with the sentiment that's basically higher over time. So I go along with that. I would prefer to see a 3,600 handle, as the clever people say, 3,600. I'd prefer to see that, and so that it would then give us a very strong foundation, because that would then be the foundation for future growth.
Yep.
Solid, very solid, 3,600, but proven to be solid. So it goes down there and holds 3,600. Then I think over the next 2 years, 5,000 and above, yeah.
Okay. Well, Bank of America still sees gold climbing to 5,000, maybe slightly more. Silver to 65 by 2026. UBS was just, I think I said this to you last week, has reiterated its 2025 target of 4,600 for gold. So all the indicators, I guess,
they're
from
all there.
the big
I
boys
don't like that, Tim. That sounds a bit wrong to me, because they're all bullish.
Well, they are.
You know, that's my biggest concern.
The warning bells go, do they?
Yeah, they do
okay,
a bit.
okay.
No, I think it is the fact that we've got Trump in the White House now. Look, I mean, I love the latest move to actually. I don't like that advert on the television. I'm gonna impose tariffs on them. Just. Is there anything you can say? There isn't.
This is the thing that you've said all along, and you're right, that there is nothing you can say because the uncertainty is such that you do not know what will happen.
You don't. It does make for good fun.
It keeps us on our toes, doesn't it, at least? So silver last week, let's move on to silver just very quickly. Biggest drop since 2011, 7% down. Thoughts on silver right now?
Yeah, look, silver had been going towards $50. I had been particularly bullish on silver, and I remain bullish on silver. A bit like the $3,600 for gold. Silver back to 45, and then holding there. I think that sets us on the road to $60, which I called last year and repeated again this year.
You did.
And yeah, I think $60 is still on the cards before the end of 2025, actually. But it needs the reset for both gold and silver to generate fresh upside momentum.
Okay.
You know what it is? You need to create some shorts in the market to really get the rally going. You can't have everyone being long.
Yep.
Because it stops it. But if you've got longs and shorts, the fact that you have shorts and the market starts to go up, you get short covering. And short covering is what drives you through key chart points.
You heard it here first. Final thoughts. We don't really talk about platinum palladium a great deal. It's very much gold and silver. But just your thoughts. Platinum down pretty much 2% on the week. Palladium around about 3.6%. Thoughts there as well?
Well, first of all, dealing with palladium. Palladium is the most illiquid of the four precious metals on terms of demand supply. The palladium comes from two countries, really. It's South Africa and Russia.
Yes.
Lots of demand around the world, but it's quite, it's only two major suppliers of platinum and palladium. So it tends to be very thin and you get a lot of erratic movements. Platinum, on the other hand, is a much deeper market, not as deep as gold and silver, but it's very interesting because it has industrial aspects of it. We know it's widely used in the auto catalyst industry, and of course, petrol cars are meant to be going and replaced by electric cars, but there's a lot of platinum used in the electrification of the car. So that's good, but it's the return of investment demand in China, particularly this year. There's been a flood of money in China into platinum, not just for investment, but also for jewelry. Platinum and diamond jewelry in Asia, particularly China, Japan, is very popular. So I think platinum, of all the four precious metals, probably has the most upside potential in the coming 2 or 3 years.
Just before, we've got a little bit of time actually today, because this is kind of looking ahead at the week, and we've pretty much covered everything, I think. I'll be honest with you.
We haven't talked about the range on platinum. I think platinum, we could easily see a significant rally in platinum this week.
Right.
Over and above that, what you might see in gold and silver, it could detach this week because all four of the precious metals have been going in the same direction. I've got a feeling that platinum could detach this week and make a significant move higher. I've been looking for a price of 1750 was our projected high for the year at the start of the year, not recently, and I think we could even outperform that. The number to look for over the next probably 12 months is 2,500. That's a big number on the charts. Okay. I believe it's pretty close to the all-time high. So eventually, over the next 12 months, you could see 2,500 and, very good.
Scrambling to make notes on the keyboard here. I know I will do. I wanted to just bring something up with you, Jeff, and there's a reason for this. I'm spending a little bit more time thinking about gold, thinking about precious metals, because at the moment, with what's happening, well, thank you very much, with what's happening at the moment, but also because, you're in twice a week at the moment, very specific reason, because there's so much going on. And of course, you're very welcome. But there was a story in Khalees Times. This is I think it was Friday. And it was one of those, it was a nice little story. It's the only real way I can put it. But here's the headline: gold for 35 dirhams a gram. I see the smile. Long-time investors in the UAE recall when the metal was it says affordable, but much more affordable. Okay, and what they did was they talked to three guys. One of them was a jewel stone trader. He was a resident of Dira. He came here, I think, 1997, and he still has him. Well, there you go. Quite right. I still have the first 5-gram coin I bought in 1997. It reminds me of how affordable gold once was. That was the first piece here. He paid 170 dirhams. This is a guy called Asim for the coin. It's now, that was about 35 dirhams a gram then. Prices have now crossed about 496 a gram. So 14 times the value since 97. So that coin that cost 170 dirhams then, not a lot of money, 2,380 dirhams.
Honestly, it's incredible. Since the year 2000, what gold has done. If we go back to 2001,
right? So
July 2001 is very famous in the history of the world of gold. It was when the UK finished their gold sales. They'd been selling, the family treasures for between 1998 and 2001,
right?
And sold, I think, 600 tons plus of our reserves at the fine price. Congratulations, Mr. Gordon Brown. Right. Fine price of $286 an ounce. Oh. It's okay.
Yeah.
Now, but that was gold was around about $260 an ounce.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Now we've got gold above $4,000 an ounce. Honestly, what is that? 5 times? 6 times?
It's what you do with your eye there. It's that kind of one eye closed, one eye
10
slightly
times?
in
No,
pain.
it's 10 times, 12 times. Yeah, honestly. So gold is not, you wouldn't recognize gold as being the asset class, the one that's been the best performing asset class in the world since the turn of the century. And some would argue Bitcoin, but I don't see that as mainstream. But mainstream asset class going from $260 to $4,000 in 25 years, it's the most amazing performance of any asset class.
Well, it's easy to say that with the benefit of hindsight, isn't it, I suppose? But it's true because I'm struggling to work the maths out in my head as you're talking about it.
I think it's 12 times.
14 times.
14
Apparently 14 times. And that's
times.
what this guy has seen. The other thing in this article, the Khalees Times article, is they talked to a businessman called Sumesh, who took his dad's advice here. And it was gold investment that comes from his dad, and his father, apparently, and I'm going to quote, said to Sumesh, never keep extra money idle, buy gold instead. So this is a guy who's lived in Dubai since 2000, and what he does is he saves part of his income, puts it into gold regularly. It's like a family thing. And he's done that for the last 25 years. Another guy who's in gold retail remembers the first piece of gold coin he bought, 10 grams of 22K for just under 1,800 dirhams. This is 2011. Still doing it now. He runs a small jewelry shop in Dira Gold Souk. But what he says is, and I think you'll like this, whatever happens to the market, gold always holds its value. What I bought for 180 dirhams a gram is now worth over 490. That proof is enough to show that investing in the yellow metal is the right choice.
Super. And sorry, I know we're going to go to the news, but one of the questions I've always been asked throughout my career is when should you buy gold? Always.
You've got 5 seconds.
Always.
The time is now, isn't it?
Now.
Absolutely. Jeff Rhodes is the CEO of Goldstrom Advisory. Jeff, I love having you here. Thanks very much. Appreciate you coming in. This is Mira Business FM. The news is next.